Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. Wow, Man City against Newcastle. I think it's been 11 years since Newcastle defeated us at home. And the thing was, it should have been a very easy game. But then the truth was, the reality was that the conditions were not in our favor. It was just raining throughout the day, and as the match went on, the rain got even more worse. It was just pouring down. The ball was skidding on the surface. And I think roundabout in the 70th, 80th minute, it became difficult for the players to even have a strong enough footing on the ground. Players were slipping. I think it was at least 4 to 5 players who just slipped for no reason. I mean, two players, Cancelo and another player, they lost their boot. One of their boot went off when they were making a challenge. It was the ball was just zipping off the surface. Anything could have happened. Newcastle set piece, ball zipping off the surface could have gone into the goal, and City would have lost 1-0 or something like that. This was a match where City could not have afforded to drop the 3 points because it's the beginning of a busy festive period. I think City have what, 4 matches in the next 10 days, and just imagine if City would have dropped some points today, what would have been the impact on their confidence. Even now, City are like at fifth now with the game in hand. We are almost like 8 points of Liverpool with the game in hand. So this was a game which we had to win at all costs. And like I said, the conditions were against us, things were against us, and Mahrez was not starting, Foden was not starting, Aguero was not starting. As you know, Gabriel Jesus and Kyle Walker have tested positive for COVID, so they are not starting. They have been advised. I think they'll be unavailable for the next 10 days. So Ferran Torres started. It was a match where deep down everybody knew that City should win, come away with 3 points, but then it was not a straightforward afternoon as the scorecard would suggest. Especially because in the first half, City bossed the game. City were in cruise control after getting the first goal. um, Thinking about the first goal, it was a fantastic ball from Cancelo and Raheem Sterling. He turned two defenders and then he waited. The composure. Just go back and see the replay on that first goal. The composure. This is what I mean when I say Sterling has improved a lot from the last season. That composure to pick out the right man in Gundogan. Just put the ball in. It was as if you should see how Sterling. It was as if Sterling froze in time. He literally stopped the play. It seemed as if everything froze in time, and then Sterling looked and he surveyed his options and then went to Gundogan calmly. And you have to look at that. It was just simply superb. It was an exemplary assist, I would say, from Raheem Sterling. Great play. So after the first goal, it was like Newcastle somehow didn't want to attack, and I mean that's understandable. Newcastle wanted to stay in the game till 70th, 75th minute, 80th minute, then bring on Andy Carroll, bring on Callum Wilson, Dwight Gale, and then just throw everything out at City. The game plan was understandable. Just sit back and prevent more than one goal from going in, and then can throw everything at the end at City. So that was understandable from Newcastle. The game plan was understandable. But then City, we just passed the ball around in the park in the first half as if we were doing a training session, as if we were having a stroll in the park with nothing at stake. City were not trying to create too much as well. They were enjoying it as cruise control. It seemed as if they were preserving energy for the next game, and so on. But seeing the conditions how they were, I always had this fear, especially at the end of the first half, that this could come to bite us. Newcastle literally had given up hope. We had literally tied Newcastle in knots, and yet we were passing the ball too much at the back. We were not bringing the ball forward at much pace. The movement of the ball was very slow. It was taking a lot of time coming from back to front. I mean, it was just people were enjoying themselves. Ederson was having extra touches. John Stones was having extra touches. Everyone was enjoying it. I was like, won't this come to bite us? Just like what happened in the game against West Brom. What happened in numerous other games in our 5 draws this season. 5 draws are too many. We have had So I was just a little bit concerned, but then in the second half you could see Newcastle had a spring in their step. They were like, oh wow, there's nothing for us to lose now, we'll just go for it. Especially in those first 10-15 minutes, it seemed like Newcastle would get that second goal. Newcastle seemed more. It seemed as if Newcastle would score the second goal than City. I mean, Newcastle were more willing to attack. Newcastle were more willing to take chances than City in the first 10-15 minutes of the second half. It seemed as if again here we go again. The same thing happened against West Brom. Same thing happened in the past. But then Gundogan, he controlled the midfield really well. City kept the ball well. Cancelo was excellent, and then Torres scores from an excellent cross from Cancelo. It was everything about that goal was everything about Cancelo and nothing else in the second half. And then Torres scores, and then 2-0. Newcastle were never coming back. City defended well, though at the end I would say one or two set pieces, but then City defended well. I think Edison saved two shots really well, two shots from Jacob Murphy. I think yes, he saved both of the shots really well. Apart from that, there was nothing in the game. It was at City's own pace, and I wish that City would score those two goals, three goals in the first half, and then make a load of substitutions, then preserve the energy of people, preserve the players for the next game. Especially the next game is against Everton, who are like second in the league today. They've won against Newcastle. Um, so it's going to be a a tough game. It's going to be a game where our energy levels will be more exposed. It's going to be a game that will demand more from us against Everton. So the ideal thing would have been to conserve our energy in the first half, and then just wrap everything up in the second half, make all those substitutions. But then it took us up to the 65th 70th minute to wrap everything up. So the good thing about this was Aguero got a few minutes. Aguero looked really sharp. He almost had a penalty, and he almost scored his trademark goal. That near post run, and but he hit it at the keeper. I mean, it was excellent goalkeeping, I would say. But then it looks to me that Aguero's back. Those signs are there when Kun is playing at his real best. I could see today his movement, his way of passing, his way of protecting the ball, the way the way he wanted to affect play, the way he was just turning defenders off the ball, and he was just slipping slowly between them, slipping slowly between the two center halves, or between the center half and the right back. Wow, Aguero's play was really good, and I think he should start against Everton than Ferran Torres. But another thing about today's game was Gundogan. I mean, first thing that struck me is, okay, it's Newcastle, and then why are you playing with two pivots? Newcastle, do they counter attack? I don't think Newcastle counter attack as much, especially with Jolinton starting nowadays. So the counter was not on with Newcastle. So why doesn't Pep play 4-1-4-1? Why does he play 4-2-3-1? Why is he playing with two pivots? That's a question that is still bugging me. I'm still curious about this. This is not the City we know. I mean, it's because of that conservative approach, that defensive approach, that we are not able to create chances. We are not scoring those many goals. Yes, there is a defensive steal to us. I think this is the fifth clean sheet we have kept in a row in the Premier League from the last 6 games. But then but then our attacking prowess has gone. But then we are not attacking as much. We are not able to create chances. I think somewhere down the line, Pep is planning for the Champions League. Maybe he wants City to play like this in the Champions League. Even against Arsenal, he played two pivots. I mean, against West Brom, he played two pivots. So you can understand where Pep is thinking. I think Pep is thinking about the Champions League. I think he somehow wants to go as far as he can in the Champions League, and that's why this and that's why it seems like this is just a sort of practice for the City players to adjust in the Champions League, where this season we have got beaten by Lyon in the Champions League counter attack, Monaco counter attack, Spurs counter attack. I think Pep is having all of that in his mind, and that is why he's playing like this. And also, I think Pep is somehow trying to conserve the energy of players for the second half of the season, I think, where he knows that they are going to be up against that mammoth challenge of Liverpool, where they need to, put up everything they've got, because it's not going to be easy. Liverpool have clicked into gear and Liverpool are raring to go. I was seeing the previous week Liverpool's match, and it was like against Crystal Palace 7-0, all of them are clicking into gear. Firmino, Mane, Salah, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Wijnaldum, everyone. Seeing Liverpool in that sort of form frightens me. It gives me nightmares. How are we going to catch them when we play so much slow, lethargic football? I think we should remember 2019. Liverpool were playing this way. 2018, 2019. Liverpool were playing this way. We were 7 points of Liverpool, but still we caught them. A lot of people in the media are saying that, okay, City is almost 8 points of Liverpool with a game in hand. Maybe United are Liverpool's title challengers. We can't catch Liverpool. City have lost that aura under Pep. Pep is more defensive. No, City can't catch Liverpool. I think we just need to, sh- uh, alienate ourselves from all that noise which is there. We are, I mean, 5 points, 8 points behind Liverpool with a game in hand, and we will play Liverpool at certain point. So I think there's nothing to fear. We are up to fifth, I think, after this win against Newcastle. It's just that after this festive period, still, we, if we still maintain that gap of 5 points with Liverpool or 4 points with Liverpool, I think we are very well in the title race coming into the new year. If we get Sergio Aguero fit and firing with this sort of a defense, if we get Kevin De Bruyne into the top form, if we get Bernardo Silva going into his top form, if we get Riyad Mahrez scoring goals, I think there's no reason why we can't compete in the four tournaments. We can aim for a quadruple this time. So I think things are looking good for City. It's just that we should not panic. We have that steely defense at the back. It's only that we need to get those attacking boots down, and Sergio Aguero is fit and running, and maybe let's hope that Kevin De Bruyne also starts firing and will be there. Will be there to challenge Liverpool. Will be there to challenge in the Champions League. Will be there challenging in all the competitions. Apart from that, I think this game was very lackluster. It was, as people expected, as we predicted, Newcastle sitting back and City breaking Newcastle through. City were playing at snail's pace. It was about finding those small gaps and all. It was an overall comfortable game for City. Cancelo was excellent. Cancelo and Raheem Sterling, they seem to have developed an excellent understanding with each other. Ruben Diaz and John Stones. Ederson made two good saves. And apart from that, it was a typical Boxing Day match, I would say. Uh, a, a festive match with the rain pouring down, the cold, a great winning match, and then City going on and getting those 3 points, job done, and off we go again. In 48 hours, we have another match against Everton. No time to recover or nothing. Just these four matches, like I'm saying, our season has started from the last week, and we can't afford to drop anything in any competition. We will need to strike on all cylinders, and we will need to be perfect, because the teams whom we are challenging are, giants. It's like, if you're not on the money, Pep will know that. If you're not on the money, it will become really difficult to to go on and win in those competitions. So I really hope that you have enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed the video, click on the like button and also click on the bell icon so that you can get notifications whenever I upload new videos. So I'll be coming in front of you regularly, especially in this festive period, because there are like a lot of matches. I think every 2-3 days we have a match. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be thrilling to see how teams cope with this schedule, especially in the season, which is extraordinary, I would say. Yes, Liverpool are playing well. Yes, Everton are playing well, but Liverpool have had their injuries, and how will they recover? It's important to see. And also, other than bothering about other teams, it's important to look at us. And it seems that we have started the festive period really well. The real test is on Monday. The real test is against Everton. Let's see how the test against Everton goes. No draws. I think draws will not do it this season. We have had enough draws. We've already dropped 16 points, I think. So we need to go on and win this season. Let's hope that everything goes well, and and we don't drop any more points, and we start covering ground on our rivals. So have a nice evening and take care. See you all again Monday after the match, um, uh, during the match after Everton. See you then. Bye.